Hi, everyone. This is Travis Kenny, and you're listening to Full Buddy Cast. Full Buddy Cast is a recurring podcast series where I talk with my buddies, past and present, i.e. the full buddy, and record that but as a podcast. You can find that in anywhere you listen to your podcasts, like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Apple Podcasts. But this show, though, that you're listening to is called BrewHaha. BrewHaha came along last year during the pandemic. Sean Mcdonald, the brewer, the owner, the man at Cole Street Brewery at 1627 Cole Street, became a sponsor for the podcast. And then through that partnership, we then were like, hey, let's do a BrewHaha, where we talk about brew and we talk about ha-ha. And in this episode, we've got a guest, one of the people that worked down there with Sean, Rachel Brusseau, went to high school with her. In this episode, you're going to hear us kind of give a little bit of an interview, like as if she's going to get the job or not, even though she has, spoiler alert. But also, we talk about the beer of the week. We talk about some beer history as well. And then we just kind of cut it up and chat it up. Anyway, thanks so much for listening. Have a great week and take care. Making your way in the world today, you really need a pod. Why don't you put your headphones in and give this one a shot? Wouldn't you like to just listen away and go to a place where everybody knows who you are? Listen to two guys brew ha-ha, Cole Street Brewery and Full Buddy Cast, two of the greatest names. Why don't you go and listen to this episode?
They come in every Friday night. Craig and Carrie have been my friends for 15 years, give or take.
I'm not the first.
Want me to pour for you?
You're the first one that's going to be the only one solo.
Look at this.
She came in with her husband.
That's good.
This is called the breast.
The breast pour.
Breast pour. Where I feel like a mom feeding you. So... That's so stupid.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for listening to another episode of BrewHaha with Cole Street and Sean McDonald. Sean McDonald, tell us what's up.
Brew.
That is from his phone to your ears.
Oh my god.
It is. That's fun though. That's
BrewHaha.
BrewHaha it is.
That's right. I'm bringing the brew, ha-ha and the brew.
Back to the...
We didn't bring anything.
That's a voice. We did bring somebody. Sean did bring somebody.
We're supposed. We need to introduce. So, alongside us today is Rachel. Rachel is our new Beertender down at Cole Street.
Yes.
Yes.
At the Courier Herald building. Currently, she will be at both locations, but right now, 1627 Cole Street.
There you go.
Absolutely.
She works Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then every other Saturday. So,
No, I did not agree to that.
well, you'll see her.
Wait, is that your contract?
You'll see her every Wednesday and Thursday,
Are you saying that's
and
not in your
then
contract?
In the contract.
many times on Fridays and Saturdays.
That's hilarious.
You'll see her this Friday and next Saturday. So every other Friday and Saturday. You'll see
Okay.
her.
Yeah,
I guess.
I'll pop in on the weekends. If I'm not on the pouring side of the bar,
Yeah.
I'm on the drinking side of the bar.
For sure.
Well, we've got Rachel here. Why do we? I mean, not against it, but why do we have Rachel here today?
Well,
Sean?
she's one of our new beer tenders. So
We're getting to know her a little bit.
Yeah, we had Chris on, a couple episodes ago. Chris is great. Chris helped me through the whole COVID weird times where we were not open all the time, like super sketchy on hours. And he came in, filled in, when we started this podcast, he'd come in and he worked down there while I was up here and he volunteered for me. Amazing. Rachel's coming on. Rachel's an employee.
I'm going to charge you money for my shifts, though.
Yep. But Rachel's great. Rachel's been around Enumclaw for quite a while. Rachel.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
But what's always good before we get into that
Is Rachel, what's your favorite beer on tap right now at Cole Street?
Definitely the IPA. Another IPA. Yep, that's what we're drinking.
All right,
right
so
now.
we're gonna cheers real quick.
The beer of the week.
Yes.
Beer of the week is
Another IPA.
So good.
all
Oh my
right.
gosh.
Excellent.
Yes. So we're looking at 7%, 80 IBUs. It's kind of high on the IBUs, but that being said, It's also, if you try and look through it, it's not crystal clear. It's a little hazy. It does not fit into a hazy category per se. But
Not like
it
your
is,
typical hazy IPA.
but it is similar to a hazy. We have some Mosaic and Columbus are what your tasting hops, and then in the body we have our Chinook where it builds up the really nice solid body. So it's got some bitterness to it. Obviously 80 IBUs is pretty strong on the, but alcohol balances it out. It's pretty
It's
balanced.
delicious.
And you heard the clinks. You heard the glassware clinks. What are we drinking out of? What are we using right now?
This is fancy.
So these are the bigger like snifter size. So it's still kind of a tulip.
But it's got
per se, but
it's a fatter.
It's a fatter bodied tulip. That being said, it warms up quicker. So with an IPA, we want it to get real aromatic. So
So are we swishing IPAs around, getting the air, hitting
absolutely,
it, and all that?
all of them.
It smells good.
And notice your head
wine
sticking to the
glass.
glass. You're creating that, and then cupping it underneath. Using your palm to warm it up, so you're getting more aromatics, more smell. IPAs are very, very scent forward.
Yeah.
Scent is a big part of your palate, on your flavoring palate. A lot of people don't realize that. That's why every time you take a drink, after you got it really opened up, as you're taking it to your lips, that scent is just hitting you in the face. And you're smelling that, and that's where you're getting a lot of your flavor from.
Unless you have COVID.
That's a good way to tell if
That's
you
a
have
good way
COVID.
to tell, yeah, absolutely.
Drink some IPA if you can't taste it. Well,
That's
either it's a really
That's
shitty
good.
IPA or you have
Yeah.
COVID.
So, because we get beer nerdy on this too,
So-
Rachel. We get beer
Yeah.
nerdy, and
Ha nerdy.
I'm gonna recommend, since we have glassware, to put it on the blue felt so it doesn't make too many clinky
Oh,
noises. If
this
that's
is a
okay.
fancy
Just
drink.
I'm just saying.
I thought we were clinking all the time.
Well,
Clink,
we
clink.
could
This
keep
is like
clinking.
a poker table, isn't it?
It is.
Wow.
It is.
It's an
It
amazing
is.
Very
poker table.
innovative
Yeah.
of you.
But
I bought this poker table a long time ago, and then I traded it,
and now it's kind of back in.
and now it's kind of back in my world.
It's full circle.
So people will go to a brewery. They'll get either canned crowlers or they'll get growlers. With IPAs, do you recommend people to, since you say you want to warm it up and get that airflow, usually you're not getting too much of that in a can. So
So that's a great question. Cans, bottles. I always say put it in a glass. That's why you should have proper glassware at home. That's why I have an extensive glassware at my house. Like I brought down here
tons. We'll take a
Yes.
picture and put it on Instagram so you guys can kind of see it.
in our
very
podcast
impressive.
room. I brought down, but this is only like a quarter of what I have. I have a lot of glassware. For each beer has a different style of glass, and that's what I'm trying to work into our podcast here. Like,
Nice.
talk to people about what you should be using to drink your beer. And they're styled different ways, so you get different flavors. We used the tight tulip glass last week because it keeps it, it opens up in the center of it, and then it still centers it onto your face. With an IPA, you don't have to center it on your face. That's why the opening is really nice and wide.
Yeah.
Because it's almost too much. It's really strong, so you need a little extra room so you can still breathe. Otherwise, it might suffocate you with the over scent.
So when you're pouring, then is it kind of like a wine where you're not going to fill it all the way to the tippity top? How much are you going to leave off the top of the?
Our very first podcast we talked about pouring, and you just demonstrated it when you
have to leave the
when
head
you
at the top.
when you poured for Rachel.
Yeah.
You demonstrate it. So you always start on the side of your glass until you're 3/4 of the way full.
I did.
And then you set the glass down, and then you pour right in the dead middle.
Yeah.
So you're splashing in the middle, so it creates that head splash.
But we're also leaving like a little gap.
You're
though, on the
always
top.
leaving,
Yes.
because
You're
when
not filling it up like a
when you're
beer.
creating that head,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able. It's going to overflow.
Now,
Go too
what I
far.
want to tell you guys this is Rachel saw it in action, and she was actually amazed. Took her breath away for a moment.
Yeah, one-handed.
I
he
was
did it.
One-handed.
One-handed, one boobin.
What you do is,
Yeah.
you put on your peck or your boob, whatever you got, the base,
Travis has
the base
Yep.
of the growler, and you kind of lean into it, bending it over, almost like you're like throwing up, almost like
No, like you're like
Well,
feeding
what
a
was the other
child.
comment that you used? Something about
feeding a
like
baby.
you're feeding,
Feeding a
like
ba-
you're,
feeding-
and I
feeding
fed
a-
Rachel. I fed
child.
her as
a
she
young
comes.
infant.
That's what happens. You come here. You are gonna
You're
get
gonna learn everything.
motherly treatment
Yes.
from me. Okay.
Yep.
So
Straight from
And I
the
respect
growler.
that because I'm a mom
Yeah.
and I know.
exactly, you better
I
not
know.
talk back. Okay,
Right.
better not talk back. I'll teach you a lesson. Well, cool. That's exciting. So we kind of got this new format now. Before we jump in with Rachel, I know that sometimes you have a beer history moment. Is there anything that you want to speak on beer history wise or beer nerd wise?
Well, yeah, you brought up a really good thing. We were just chatting about this. I didn't actually go into depth in this, so you're still going to be surprised.
Can't wait to be surprised. Speaking of surprises, a 4-year-old just walked in. And my
a
little
puppy.
doggy too. Yes, we're babysitting
Puppy.
dogs. We're dog sitting this week. So that is Squiggy.
Squiggy.
That's the dad. How do I? That my uncle he left for a little bit, so we're watching his dogs. Okay, go outside,
Nice.
guys. Go. And shut that door. It's cold in here.
Ooh, wow, it is
Bye.
cold out there.
Bye. Shut
I
that
thought it was warm until she opened that door.
I would never get anything done at my house because my kids would interrupt me every 5
Oh man,
minutes.
this thing's gonna get locked too.
It's
All right, bye.
it's not that bad. It's only
My kids
Once
would
an
literally
episode.
come in every 4 minutes and I'd be like,
and then wait like a half hour. His wife's gonna
Yeah.
come in too.
oh, okay.
No,
Have you met Jamie?
Yeah, what does your wife think of you having this like
Den,
kind of man
this
cave?
den of
like
lies.
This, I kind of feel
Oh, I like this hanging.
I kind of
for my
feel like
kids.
I'm in like in high school, like at like like someone's basement.
I got it.
Oh my
right?
goodness!
I feel like I'm like at like a basement.
Yeah,
Oh.
like scary
like
basement.
a guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
Well,
not
no, I
scary,
just this
but
was
like,
it's a storage room that I painted and I cleared everything out of it. Painted. There's a big workbench here.
storage closet.
Storage closet. Slowly, it's become more of a lab. Even to this,
Yeah.
like before you came here, I had stuff kind of like piled up, and I'm like, you know what? Let's clear it out. Let's make some more.
He heard
space.
that I was bringing a girl, and
Yeah.
he had to
Yeah.
cleaned up.
turn it
Well, here's the thing.
I can
not a
tell
man
sweat.
room.
The dead ass truth
Yeah.
is what you've kind of already motivated him down there at 1627. You've
Oh,
given
yeah.
him some. So we're gonna get down.
It needed a woman's touch.
We're gonna talk
about
that in a
I
little
didn't
bit.
want
Come on
to
now.
overstep my boundaries.
Yeah.
But I was like,
I don't mind organization.
we need
I
to
do
have-
hate it when they move things completely opposite. Like I'm looking in this area.
Yeah.
I expect it to be in this area.
Okay,
Yeah.
There
let's
has been
be
a couple
honest.
times where it's
Have there been
completely different.
Okay, yeah, and you called me out on it,
Hmm
right?
And I
Okay.
said, yeah,
And I said,
don't
okay,
do that.
No worries.
Well, it does look like it's got it's like a second pair of eyes on it, and
Yeah,
plus
for
I know
sure. Oh, yeah.
Sean's been also he
Busy.
busy.
Yeah.
Oh, so
lot
busy.
lot of seating now, a lot of good seating, a lot of comfortable chairs, a lot
Yeah,
of
we had
tables.
Yep.
50 people for our last comedy show, and they all sat very comfortably.
Yeah.
and
And there
spread
was-
out
there was
like
room for more.
with COVID.
It
With
was
COVID,
fun.
It was
so
great.
fun. How come you
COVID
weren't
rules.
there?
He was supposed to be the
Yeah,
finishing act.
No.
He's supposed to come down and bring the house down.
If you want me to start
It, like
doing
in,
that,
Everybody's
in
like,
other words, like
"Please."
come and people leave. Like bring the house.
Ready
Like
to go.
all right,
I
we're
wanna-
good.
I do
we're
want
out.
to do that. It was honestly because my family got sick. Like it was like a 24-hour. Everyone got sick.
Oh.
COVID 24-hour. That's
No,
another
Wait,
thing.
I mean-
have you been quarantining? Because
Yes,
that
no,
was
no.
not that long ago.
That's why he's
It
sitting
wasn't
so far
COVID.
from us.
It was not.
You've
COVID.
That's why he's
you've
in
been
the other
living out
room right
here
now.
I'm
in
gonna-
this
it's-
little
yes.
like basement
Yes,
situation.
we're zooming this,
You have
but
like a
no,
blow-up
we had some
mattress.
we had some
We're
runny
zooming.
noses, and so I was like, you know what, I don't want to be the guy that comes down here and ruins Sean's event more than I already do, and so
Oh, you don't ruin it.
Yeah.
You just you make people appreciative of the
Of the
comics
good stuff.
of the comics that I hire,
good stuff. Yes.
rather than the comics that
Yeah.
just show up and
It's the
start
truth.
spitting into the mic.
it's the absolute truth. Hey, you said
Oh,
go ahead.
Sorry, no, you.
No, you go
I
ahead.
was gonna say I'd be interested to hear your like. Your
My-
your
Yeah, let's hear
performance.
some.
Like
Hey, bring the
I'd be
ha ha
curious
to
see
this.
like what
Come
you
down.
would bring to the
I
Okay,
already,
fine.
I already told Rachel she needed to bring a little ha ha to
Okay,
this.
'cause she has
this
to.
party.
Well, I'm not good at.
Okay, so
like,
here's
jokes, but-
my. I'll just tell you this right now. Okay, this past weekend, I ran into some people that I knew mixed with people that I didn't know. Thad Streeter is one of them. I kind of know Thad.
Oh, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Thad-
I didn't know he's back in town.
Yeah, he's
Wasn't he East Coast?
Thinking of Jerry.
Oh, sorry.
Jerry is, but there's another guy. This Mike. He lives with this Mike guy. Never met this Mike guy before, but I really got along with him pretty well. And ran into a few other people: Rhonda Fisher, Melanie Hyatt.
Melanie Hyatt. I see her and her dog quite a bit.
Yes, Heidi Whipple, and Sarah Brisbane. Anyway, we were all kind of like hanging out because Adrian Cardenas was back, and so I'm going to tell this quick story. So,
Yeah, I thought he was leaving, but I keep seeing him every day.
I cannot wait for him to leave, by the way. By the time this is
I love
aired,
him,
he's
but-
gone, but he has drained me. Me and Andy have like been like, we can't keep doing these things that you want to
Yeah,
go
and
do.
they keep stopping in the brewery at
Yes.
like 9 o'clock
oh, yeah.
on a weekday.
Oh, it's like
Guys,
killing me.
we
Emily
close
kept
at
taking us
8.
out. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
come on.
But so we go because I think you guys closed a little bit early on Saturday, right? Not early. You guys were open till 11 or so. How late did you guys stay open?
Saturday, no, I was there until 11, yeah.
Yeah, that's not
Because
early.
the
That's-
concert
Oh, the
the
concert.
concert got out.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Aaron Crawford concert. Shout out Aaron Crawford. I
Well,
love Aaron.
other
I'm so bummed
amazing.
I couldn't
Him and
go
his
to
wife.
that.
other people went to a different establishment, so I'm sorry about this. Okay, I'm
So
sorry.
that's probably better. Honestly, I was pretty quiet at 10 o'clock, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be the easiest close. I don't have to kick
Yeah.
anybody out.
Oh, of
And
course,
then
that's how it
as
always
soon
is.
as my last 2 people walked out, then 4 people walked in. I'm like, I'm gonna serve you drinks. You
Yeah.
can sit outside. Then 8 people showed up.
And then it started to
Another
pick back
8
up.
people. Another 4 people. I had 20
So
people.
like a
and I'm
Wow.
like, well, I gotta
I mean,
stay
that's
open
good.
now.
That's good.
It's
But-
good.
But you're right. But you're kind of on the wind down, and then it's
I'd
almost
been-
like working
I'd-
overtime.
yeah,
you thought you'd be
Exactly.
off.
I'd been there since 10 a.m. and now it's 11 p.m. Like,
Yeah, you're there too long.
Kind of
Sean.
ready to go home.
You don't need to show up at 10 a.m.
The
You can just
you
show
want to
up
come
at-
and help move kegs?
Well, I mean,
It takes time to move kegs.
You hired
my
me
my
to
truck
help you out.
Yeah.
So
my
you can have
truck
some
is not
days
big
off.
enough to haul more than 4 kegs. And from
Well, I have
Friday
a
to
truck.
from Friday to Saturday, I'm normally switching out at least 10 to 12 kegs. So that's
you-
a lot. So I
you
got
do a lot
to
of
take
work.
2 trips.
So I visit this other establishment, run into people, a mixture of people that I know and that I don't know, and then we close it down and we actually go to this person's house.
Oh no, house party afterward.
Well, it was like
What,
7
what
of
are
us.
you in, like in your mid-20s?
Yeah, no, it was
Come
like
on.
Well, it was super late. Look out. It was
House
super late.
party.
It was
I haven't been
after
to a
midnight.
Yeah, it was like
House
after
party?
It's after midnight. After the witching hour.
I-
Super late.
So we went to this person's house. He's not there yet. So this is a kitchen I've never sat in before, and it reminded me of high school.
Oh,
I'm sitting
okay.
with people that I don't know, but I'm at a kitchen that I don't really know.
You
know,
start rating the covers.
well, no, I'm just
for,
sitting
like,
there
late night
chilling,
snacks.
and music comes on. People listen to music.
And
then-
don't.
He shows up with like 2 24 packs of Coors Light and sets it on the table.
Shit, that's not enough.
Like a challenge.
And I'm
just-
like,
That's not
We're
enough.
drinking.
no, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Piss
Like,
water, that's not enough.
Like this feels like I want to go to bed. Like I don't want to do any. I don't do any of that.
48.
But it gave that
Coors Light,
vibe.
That's
Yeah.
like an hour.
It gave that
Oh
vibe
my
of not
gosh.
knowing people, meeting people, kind of like knowing some people that you kind of came with, kind of got brought along with. You know, I don't know. You know, the high school parties.
trust me,
right?
I've had my fair share of house parties for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I've been
been
invited
to
to
them.
many
And I've hosted a
after
couple.
parties. Yeah, I pass.
It's been a
I'm
long
old.
Yeah.
time though.
Yeah. So no credit to you. I mean, I'll give me credit
27 and a half. I could still do it, but majority of the time I just pass.
in your white
'Cause
van.
I know. I know it's just going to lead to trouble. I got to get up early. I mean, I got to be back
Not
to
a
the
good
brewery
idea.
by at least 10 or 11.
Yeah.
So
You gotta keep working. Yeah. Anyway, it felt like a high school party. You said you walked in here. It felt like a high school. You know, coming into someone's house for the first
This
time.
place is like covered with posters.
Posters.
And like
Beer poster?
cars and
Beer
yeah,
poster.
Oh, yeah.
Featuring that. See the
It
light
feels
on it
like
too.
I'm back in high school.
that is nice. Yeah. There's,
I'm kind of digging it.
so
I
we
like
can
it.
look.
What does your wife think though? Is your wife like?
She doesn't
Okay,
hang out
so-
Is she
here.
okay with
She
this?
pops in and,
Like,
and she brings food too.
Yeah.
When you come for like early morning podcast, she brings in breakfast.
Brings in breakfast. The
Dinner,
be-
not so much. Come on, Jamie.
The best, yeah, I know. The best thing about my wife, and I'll say this till the day I die, is she has a terrible memory. And that's great. That's great for a talker. Because I can tell her the same story over and over and over, and it's like she's hearing it for the first
She
time.
like
'Cause
tunes
she's-
you out though, probably because you say the same.
It's probably,
stories over.
but she doesn't even know. She's like, oh, wow, it's crazy. I'm like, I know, I told you this last week, but I'm still getting the same play on it. It's nice. And so I think for her, it's kind of like she doesn't, it's almost like Groundhog Day, you know?
Yeah,
it's
she
like-
does forget the schedule.
She
She's like,
forgets the
this is your night?
schedule.
Oh.
She doesn't know, and so then it's like. But then when it happens, I think she's fine with it. I don't know if girls like that when guys are like always around. It's like, no, go have your fun of just like go build a car or go.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have that separation. You
Yeah.
can't, I mean, if you're
too much.
constantly.
Yeah.
You got to have your own hobbies.
Right.
And it's nice to, I mean, I let my husband go do his thing when he wants, and he always glares at me when I'm doing something. You hang out with your girls all the time.
Yeah, truth be
Yeah.
told,
I wish I got
her
to hang
husband
out with them.
comes into the brewery a lot more than
He
she
does.
does. But
Yeah,
that
for real.
But also that being said, he comes in and grabs two
brief-
two
yeah.
beers.
One for me.
Yeah, because a lot
Yeah.
of times Rachel's outside with the children.
Yeah.
And children can't
When you
come
have
into
kids, they really just bog you down.
Oh, they just
sometimes.
they're
just-
total slow. Yeah,
I love them, but you can't. Yeah, you can't do all the things you used to do in your 20s.
Not at all. Not at all.
But yes.
So we got a little off track. Do we want to
Yeah,
go back to the beer
can't
history?
remember.
So I do have a beer history thing
Oh, yeah.
that we had touched on the last time I talked to you. So it's the time of year. So I'm just gonna roll into it.
Go for it.
Schedule wise,
Hey.
I'm not sure if it's right.
Hey,
on,
just go roll into it, okay?
so I've made a Doppelbock several times. I haven't made a Doppelbock this year. Doppelbock is a great beer. It's a lager. That being said, it takes a long time to make it. Like I'll start it in July to bring it out in March. So you're looking.
What? It takes that long?
Yeah, and lagers are super tough because you can, even after you've done it a couple times, like timing wise, it's flavor. Like you do it and you don't know if it's ready until you taste it and you say, no, that's ready. And with lagers, it's like a light switch. Like one day you try it, I'll try it today, and I'll be like, it's all right. I don't know, is it done? I'm not sure. The next day I try it, it's like a light switch. I'm like, damn, that's good. All right, that's ready. So Doppelbock is a big one for that.
Yeah, you know what? I, from what I know about Doppelbock, is that it comes from the box of a German lager. It's like a German lager. You're gonna drink it probably in like a pint.
Staring at the beer board. hey,
He's looking for the
using the
information.
tools you got in
Wait.
front of you.
I saw it. I'm like,
That's a good.
yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
Good move. Good move. Doppelbock is a
Oh, yeah.
lager.
This is-
It's of the box. It's the strongest of the box. It comes out at like a 12% beer. Most box are pretty lower. Like 6%, 7%. This one's 8 minimum, sometimes 12. But it's a much longer ferment. Like I said, because starting July, it's not done till March.
Yeah,
so
that's-
the history lesson that
long-term
comes from the Doppelbock
plan.
is it comes from the German monks, and so everybody knows, Christians have Lent. So what they would do is you have to fast. You have to take away everything that's like your bonus things, all your really good things, and you have to give away something. So
Something that's important to you, like beer.
yeah. So
Okay.
the monks
Give us
petitioned the
beer.
Pope and said, hey, during Lent, we can fast all of our food, all of our outside things, if we only drink this one beer, this Doppelbock. And the Pope goes, well, beer is normally is like a reward. Beer is like a celebration thing. It's something, doesn't really fit in that, but send it to me. So this is horse and buggy time. This is barrels or kegs, the wooden kegs. So they put it on in wooden barrels. They put it on a cart and they ship it. And this is from Germany going to Italy, going to the Pope, the Vatican City. Sorry, not Italy, Vatican City. Finally gets to the Pope. By the time it gets there, it's basically vinegar.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
The Pope takes a drink, spits it out like, oh, what? And if they want to drink this the whole time, go ahead. Go right ahead.
Really?
So a lot of people don't realize this, but in Germany, there's an in Germany celebration. Everybody knows about Oktoberfest. Like
Right.
that's a big political.
There's one for strong beer.
Yeah.
Like, it's a strong beer festival,
That's
right?
that's what this is.
Or
So-
and it's actually not. I read that it's not actually stronger, like percentage wise. It's just like a more full flavored beer, not
Yeah.
like a lager.
That's what this is.
Right?
In country, it's a celebration, and basically, it's them saying, "Hey, the Pope said we can drink,
Yeah.
so let's
drink.
drink." Right? That the beer was the Doppelbock. That's where the Doppelbock came from.
Wow.
wow.
The big history of Doppelbock.
The crazy thing
I
about
would last 2 hours at a festival like that.
Rachel is,
Well,
Rachel,
Right?
Oktober,
I mean,
Oktoberfest.
you
have you
can-
seen the pictures? You can go over there and
I
you can
wanna
take a
go.
nap.
That
You can
was
take
like
a
a-
nap on the hill and
well, we're going to treat
That
this.
sounds
we're treating this
awesome.
podcast kind of like it's an interview, kind of too. Just so you know,
Okay.
Just a heads up on
Yeah.
a few of these things. Kind of do with Chris, but so far, I mean, with what you just said right there, I think that was a pretty.
she knows. So let's talk about your history.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
you're coming to the brewery.
Yeah.
So what do you know about serving beer?
I mean, I worked in the or the restaurant industry since I was 15. I don't want to date myself, but I'm 36. So
Well,
a
you
long
just
time.
dated
I don't.
You're
What is that?
already
Like
married,
20.
2
21
kids,
years.
married.
You're already married though, right?
I sound really old.
Are
but
you married? You are married, right? You
I
said?
am married. I have
So
two,
you can't
two
date,
kids.
You can't date yourself.
Yes, but it sounds really old when I say I've been in the industry for 20 plus years. That sounds crazy.
That's
But
crazy. But
yeah,
you're
I
And
like a
at around
master
town.
right now.
So,
I've
and you
worked-
graduated Enumclaw High?
Yep, I graduated in 2003.
Nice. So local girl?
Yep. Well, I mean, I moved here in middle school.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
pretty
close
much
enough to,
pretty much been here
right?
for a long time, really. You know, I was one of the typical high school students that's like, I got to get out of this small town. Like, get me the
Of course. Like
heck
the first
outta here.
opportunity,
Oh, yeah.
college.
First
I'm taking the
opportunity.
farthest college away.
Yep. As soon as I turned
Going to
18, I was like, I
Indiana State.
moved out, lived with a friend, and you know, I've worked in the restaurant industry this whole time, but it's such a flexible industry that when I was like, I think I was 22, a friend of mine from high school was living in Sydney, Australia, and I kept seeing her pictures from school, and I was like, or I kept seeing her pictures on, like, this is back when MySpace was here, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, that looks so awesome. How can I come visit you? And she's like, you should move here and you can live with me and I'll help you get a job, a waitressing job. And I was like,
Amazing. Yes,
I
do
am
it.
going.
Yeah.
And I think I was 22 at the time, and I sold my car, my little Honda, and I saved up my money and I bought a one-way ticket to Sydney.
Wow.
Wow.
Like, I had
All
never
in
been there.
one way.
I had never been there before in my entire
Like
life, but I was
32-hour
like,
flight
I'm
or-
going. Like, I
Nice.
don't know how long I'll be there, but I'm going. So I bought my ticket, and my mom cried when I told her. She's like, why are you leaving us? Like, what? You're going to fall in love with some... Anyways, so I ended up going over there, and I did. I found a waitressing job the second day I was there
Nice.
at this, like, little cafe right in... it was right across the street from this beach called Manly Beach, one of the like hottest beaches in Australia.
Was it manly?
So fun. Like, it was a big touristy area.
Okay.
But I got a waitressing job. I got paid under the table.
Ooh.
And
this.
yeah, I lived in a
So you don't even have to get a green card or
Yeah,
something?
no,
whatever
nothing.
they
This is
have
back
over there.
when you could do that.
Yeah.
Lots of travelers that were working there. But yeah, I moved over there, and at one point we had 4 girls living in a 1-bedroom apartment. Me and I talked my best friend Sarah into moving over there, like coming over to travel.
Really?
Yeah, and she came over, and her and I shared a queen size mattress on the floor in the living room. Like,
Nice.
we did tons of traveling. We
I didn't know any of this. This is amazing.
That's
Really?
really cool.
That's
Yeah.
the greatest thing about this podcast.
Well, I mean, this is like the
Learn
highlight
more
of
about
my
beer
this is
tender.
like
I'm totally on board with this.
this is like the highlight reel of my life.
Get
my
on
20s.
get on a plane and go drink some beer and
Man.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it was an amazing experience, and
They
I
don't have the
I
best
kind
beer
of
over
just
there,
went
but
on
they
a
do
whim
drink
over
a
there.
lot of
No,
beer.
I remember. I will never forget the first night we were there. We went and my friend was trying to make me feel comfortable. She's like, "Let's go to this pizza place." So we go to this pizza place, and she orders me a beer, and I think it was like a Foster's or like some sort of lager. But I remember tasting it and just being like, I mean, back then I probably wasn't a great big beer drinker,
Right.
but it wasn't good. Like, I was like, this is not good. so anyways, yeah, they just have a lot of lagers over there. But so anyways, I lived there. It was 4 of us in one tiny little apartment in a little place called Fairlight. And we ended up doing a lot of traveling, bought a one-way ticket up to Cairns, which is like the northern part of Australia. And we ended up staying in hostels and kind of like bounced
Nice.
our way all the way down the East Coast, staying
I'm
in
super
hostels.
jealous. I mean, that's
It
a
was
Did you
that's a
ever
country
feel
I really
like
want.
not
the best.
safe ever.
I mean, No, I was in my early 20s, so no, I
Like not
I was
some
probably
creepy
naive,
dude.
but like we stayed in hostels, which is kind of sketchy
That is
now. I would not
sketchy.
do that now.
Yeah.
I would not recommend like someone in their 20s to go do that, but like we bought
purer
a
time.
Yeah,
I
we
feel
bought
like
a
I feel like your
2000s.
aunt and uncle probably didn't recommend it for you.
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah, my mom was
It's
terrified.
It's
She
all
was
about
like,
age. It's all about age
yeah.
recognition. Like now you
Yep.
say this isn't, but when you're in your 20s, you're like, no, this is perfectly fine.
Yeah,
I feel like
mine-
it's even the same today.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we like kind of just like bumped our way all the way down the East Coast, like staying in hostels, and we did all the like sightseeing things you can do. Like we went skydiving, we snorkeled at the Great Barrier Reef, did all that kind of stuff. But
Oh wow, yeah.
but no, so I guess
Amazing.
what I was trying to get at is that it was like working in the restaurant industry. It was like it's
You
so
can
flexible.
bounce,
You
yeah.
can literally go to any country in the entire world.
Like, hey, I've worked, and
Especially
they're like,
if you
all
speak
right,
English, and they're like, yes, like they want you. They want you to,
Really?
yeah,
they throw you in the fire, and
Yeah.
if you don't melt, then you're good to go.
exactly.
And if you have the experience, you're not going to melt.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. So I don't know.
That-
I was.
that-
I
Did
ended
you
up.
melt?
That's why
I
hired
mean,
her.
I was there for like 10. I think I was there for about 10 months, and the only reason I came home was because I kept asking my mom. You know, I had to ask her for money a couple times. Like, hey, can you help me pay my rent? I wasn't very like good with my money at the time, and anyways, I had already asked her a couple times, and so I was like, I should probably come home. So I bought a ticket back, and I never went back. I hope to someday go back,
Yeah.
but it was the best
Probably way
experience of my
different
life.
now. In your mind, it's
Yeah,
like-
no, it.
That's why, like, in your mind, you never go back. I went back to my, in Boy Scouts, every summer you used to go to the same Boy Scout camp every summer.
Yeah.
And then our Boy Scout troop master passed away, and one of his wishes was to have his ashes spread on the beach down there. And we went down there, like all of us, not all of us, but a big group of us went down there. And in my mind, we used to walk down these trails where the greenery is so tall you can't see over it.
Yeah.
And then I go down there as an adult. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
it's like-
it's like waist
it's
high.
not-
It's like, oh shit, this
That's
isn't.
how it's going to a school.
And the beaches are so big, and you go out
Yeah.
there, you're like, yeah, it's really not that big. And the lake, I had to swim from one side to the other, and you go out there,
Mhm.
you're like, this isn't a lake, this is a pond.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, like, in your
Totally.
mind, it's kind of better to just keep it
yeah.
in that great thing, you know.
Oh yeah.
Going back, it always just kind of shrinks it a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like super expensive to go there.
Yeah.
I'm like, now I'd have to fly my whole family there.
Yeah, and after their big fires and stuff, I can't
Yeah.
even imagine.
Yeah.
That was super sad.
But one thing I will never forget, like working in the restaurant industry there, is it was so laid back. People, like in America, you tip 20%, right? Like, I mean, you should tip 20%. And so that's how I was always like brought up, you know, working in the restaurant industry. There, people tip horribly. Like they're like, it's like an extra, just here's an extra $2. So you're living off of your
Really?
wages there. When I was there, that was, I don't know,
Well, still,
10
years ago, usually
Yeah.
things
Or no,
don't change
like
too
12
much
years
like
ago.
that.
But yeah, but it didn't really matter, to be honest with you, because like I worked at this cafe across the street from Manly Beach. Oops. And we would legit wear our swimsuits to work, obviously with clothes over it, like shorts and a tank top or
What?
whatever.
Wait, this wasn't
What?
like a bikini
That's
barista?
why
No,
you
no,
need-
no.
Like you
No,
have
it was
you
a
need good
cafe.
tips.
It was a it was a cafe, and they had great food and like an espresso machine and fresh squeezed juices and whatever, and an amazing view. But like during your lunch break, we would walk across the street and go swimming in the ocean, and then rinse off in their like little showers, like right on the beach, and
then
put
go-
our clothes
go
back on
right
and
back
go
to
back
work.
to the second half of our shift, like half wet. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Like it was
That's
so
way
cool.
cool.
Like where would you ever do that? Nowhere. I can't even imagine doing
California.
that in
Well, you can try
California.
it in a deep lake. I mean, you can see if
Yeah,
Sean will be
it
like,
was-
"Hey, go ahead,
Go ahead. Go take the polar.
got an hour.
Take the
The
polar
polar
challenge.
plunge. Yeah.
go
Yeah.
hit up the golf course."
No,
They
it
got
was
couple ponds.
once in a lifetime for sure. But
So then, what brought you back?
I mean, I came back because I guess I was like a tiny bit homesick, and I also, like I said, I
Broke.
was like Mom, can you
Restaurants
can I
are
borrow
amazing.
a little bit more money? And
but-
I ended up just coming back, and I swear I was home for 2 or 3 days, and I was like, why did I come back
Oh,
here? There was
wow.
nothing had changed. Enumclaw was exactly
I
the
think
same.
Safeway had
Everyone
a remodel,
was
but other than
doing
that,
Just
everyone
like
was
last
doing
week.
the same thing
Yeah.
that they were doing when I
I think
left.
herpes
and
was then. I think Burger King turned into a herpes, and then herpes turned into a Papa Murphy's.
but I mean, that sounds terrible.
Skippers turned into a Jack in a Box. That's about the time
Wow,
frame.
so much has happened.
Well, I did miss the time period where there was like that cool bar. What, the Crystal? Was it
Oh.
called the Crystal?
Oh
It
god,
was
yeah,
great.
where it had
Okay, I never got to go
it was
there.
the Roadhouse.
because-
It was the Roadhouse.
They put the car up on-
CJ coasters.
well, Suj coasters for a long time.
Yeah,
And then they took that out, and then they put the bar, the old El Camino or whatever it is.
it was like a cop
No.
car.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and they put that above the bar. Then it was like the Roadhouse.
The Roadhouse, and
For
then,
like-
and
Oh, yeah.
then did the Crystal,
So
maybe-
I
and
then
missed
did
that
nothing.
whole little era.
and
Then the
now
Crystal.
now
Now
it's
it's-
where the Claw is at.
the Claw.
Yeah, which it should be a bar again. I feel like.
Yeah,
it's,
I mean-
it's an event center.
And
You
if-
can have your you can have your
support the local
Yeah.
event center. Yeah, for sure.
Your thing, your
But-
after party from the wedding
your
Yeah.
reception.
reception. That's
Yeah.
the name of it.
Yeah, I've been married twice. I know what that's called.
Still not married, so don't know.
Yeah, I know. You're clueless. I have some experience in these things.
Oh my gosh.
So
I know,
so
so-
you're back. So where did you end up working? Like when you
When I came back?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you first came back.
Gosh, when I came back,
Like, did you like go to Seattle for a bit? Or
No,
were you, like
I-
Enumclaw.
no, I had lived at
Enumclaw
Lake
or
Taps
Australia?
area with an
Yeah.
old friend, and we lived on Lake Taps. And I think I was working at Zotto Bar and Grill. It was this place in Bonnie Lake that
Yeah.
was there briefly for maybe like 3 years.
Yeah.
It was super like trendy and fun, and it was fun.
Doesn't
Like I
sound
said,
fun.
I've worked so
Sounds like
many
a really dumb
bar
name.
jobs.
Starts
like,
with a
it's-
Z. It's
Well-
the end of the alphabet. So hard to find.
It was fun. I mean, it just, I don't know why it didn't last, but it was fun
It
while
was
it
fun.
did.
You know, I realized right now there's probably listeners that are kind of like, hey, can we go back to it was Australia, right?
Yeah.
And they probably were like, because we talk about outdoor stuff here too. We've had survival stories from Sean in the past of hunting and going out.
Hunting, fishing.
And I feel like every time I see something crazy,
She went on some adventures.
it's from Australia.
Yeah.
Like from the spiders being like super
Yeah, they
wicked
have-
big.
Well,
They have
I
more
mean,
deadly snakes than
yeah,
anywhere
they
else in
do
the world.
say all that, but like once you're there, I mean, that was never a threat.
You never
like,
saw one of those
yeah,
big ass
I
spiders?
think that it's kind
Camel
of hyped
spider?
up like that. And yes, there are probably deadly spiders. And
Again,
They
she
have
was
this-
in her
something
she was
like
in her
that
early
there, but-
20s, so
They have
totally
squids.
I was
naive.
very
I was
naive.
probably crawling on her back.
Yeah.
She's like,
Poisonous
oh,
squids.
just get
Oh,
off
I
me,
will.
fly.
Okay,
Go
hold
ahead,
on.
fly.
Hold on. I will say, I lived in an apartment in. It was kind of an older building or whatever, but there were cockroaches. I know. Okay, that makes
And were they
it sound
massive?
really
Were they size of-
nasty, but
were they
like
size of like
they like
silver
jump.
dollars?
They like make like a weird
Dude,
noise
see,
when
I'm
they
telling
jump.
you, Australia is
And
crazy.
I mean, we lived in like a nicer building too, but there's no way getting around like the cockroaches. And there are little lizards that are just like little
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know,
they're everywhere.
bugs around. Like they're just, and oh my God, yeah. I could go on forever.
That's what I'm talking
They're
about. You're like,
birds.
oh yeah, no
No,
problem.
it's no big deal.
No.
Now I could go
Well,
on
no,
forever.
I-
All these little
Oh,
bugs
no.
and shit
I-
crawling all
No
over the place.
big deal.
There's no,
Australia's
you get
nothing.
used
Oh,
to it. I mean,
can
talk-
they crawl in your mouth and crawl on you when you're sleeping.
No,
yeah,
I
you get
mean-
used to it.
Yeah.
It's like whatever. Get off me, fly. Shoot, fly. Shoot, fly.
Yeah.
No big deal.
They have those birds, the kookaburras, I think is what they're called.
Yeah.
And I can't even like describe exactly what the sound is, but they are like crows here. Like they're all over the place. They make the weirdest sound. Like it sounds like they're like yelling at you. It's
Really?
like, I'd have to like almost Google it
So
because I don't know how I could imitate the sound. But kookaburras are like crows there, and they make this like weird sound. I don't know.
So tell me if this is like a mental thing or like a disease or something, but
Or
but-
disease.
but
Wait, is that a kookaburra? No, that's
that's-
your okay.
that's-
I was
that's
like, that doesn't
that's
sound
the
like it.
cuckoo bird
It
over
sounds like
there
they're
named
like
Sean.
laughing or like yelling though. Like
Well, I have
you'd
this.
have to look it up. I don't know.
I've got a horrible thing where if someone has an accent, I like start to like somehow my voice turns into that as well. And so it's like if someone's talking to me wherever.
Yeah, those damn Canadians, man. It
It's
rubs
so-
off.
It's
Like,
so true.
when I
Canadian,
went,
eh?
I've traveled here and there, and whenever I go to some place that has a little bit of an accent, all of a sudden, within 5 minutes, I have the accent while I'm trying to talk to this guy.
But it's not like
No.
legit.
It's so bad.
Yeah,
I went
it's
out to
like a-
Mississippi for like help with the Hurricane Katrina thing. And they say I'm like, yeah. So what you got going on?
You're like using their lingo.
Oh, so much. And so, did you have that when you were in Australia? Did you get a little bit of an accent?
I mean, not that I recall, but yeah, it's interesting because when you go there, they love our accents. Like they're like, you have an accent. I'm
Wait,
like,
so you
oh,
were
that's
exotic.
crazy.
You
Yeah.
were
You have an
exotic
accent.
to them.
oh, totally.
Oh wow!
They
Oh, man.
love
And
Winner.
those guys
Americans.
are like, hey, guess what?
No, they
You see
love
that girl
Americans.
with the amazing
So we're
accent?
taking a trip. We're taking a trip next
at
January.
at 12:45, she goes swimming with her buddy. And they're gonna get bikinis. So we're gonna go down there. We're gonna have some
On
lunch.
the clock. I'm working while I'm doing this.
Wow.
No, I wasn't trying to brag by telling you guys that. I was just like, that was just an
You know-
interesting part of working in the restaurant industry
You
that I would
saying
never
that
get
is
here
not
working
trying
in
You know what I
America.
have at my lunch? I can walk
Take
around.
a nap.
I
Walk
have
around.
beer.
Yeah. I can sleep in my own couch.
I have beer for lunch
Take a little cat nap.
every day.
You know what I do? I work in my pajamas. So then, just like you used to work in your bikini to go swimming, I work in my pajamas to go take a nap at lunch. So boom, that's
Oh my
what 39
gosh.
looks like.
Are you 39?
Why are you
God
so
damn, you
young?
guys
I don't know.
so
I feel like
old.
I'm 36. I'm right behind you.
So, but you're my brother's age. You graduated
Okay.
at 02, right?
I was 03.
You were my brother's age?
I was 03. Wait, your brother is
Adam. Kenny.
Adam. Yeah.
But
yeah,
no, he
he
was
was-
02.
Oh, I thought he was my grade.
You were a freshman when I was a senior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
That's
talked
crazy.
About that
I thought-
earlier.
Yeah.
I thought she was a sophomore.
Mm-mm.
We talked about this earlier on here?
I might have seemed like
No,
a sophomore.
her and I
but-
talked about it.
Oh, okay. I was like, this IPA is good, but I don't remember that conversation. Okay,
Yeah.
so I was
Yeah.
okay, so I was a cool senior,
Yes.
and you were kind of that
Yeah,
nerdy.
right.
You were the
I
kind of
was
that
like the
nerdy
young,
freshman,
like,
nerdy.
Freshman. Well, I wouldn't say
No,
nerdy,
I know you
but
weren't.
She was
You
also teeny tiny
weren't.
because she was the top of the stack on
I
the
told him
on
this
the
on the way here.
cheerleaders.
I go, I wasn't in a lot of sports. We were talking about
So
sports.
she was
but
cheerleader. She's the one that gets thrown up. What's it called?
I was like a flyer.
The flyer.
Yeah, I was like, I
That's
was
a perfect
a
name for
flyer
it. She's the one that flies through the
when
air.
I used to be teeny tiny.
Little
Well,
teeny
I-
tiny gets thrown on the top of the stack.
I
That's just
do-
Hucker.
I do remember Rachel
Yeah.
because, in fact, this is going to date me, even though I'm married twice. We used to
You can
not
still
have,
date yourself?
yes, we used to have not cell phones, but we used to have like disposable cameras,
Mm-hmm.
and we would take. And so on my senior day, when I was leaving, I've had some IPAs,
Yeah.
Senior
guys.
skip day?
Hold
No,
on.
no.
You have a picture of me?
I think you and I.
Shut up.
I think I've got to
you and
find.
I
it.
Okay,
did a selfie
this is
together?
all-
Oh.
Yeah.
Kaboom.
I think we took a picture together.
Really?
He
You
did
should
say he
find
knew
that.
you.
But I think it was like you, me, and like maybe like
That's not a selfie.
Crystal Carlson, and like maybe
if it's two
like,
people, it's not a selfie. If it's
dude,
four
who's-
people, it's
who's
really
one
not a
of the
selfie.
who that live in Vegas now? They're married. Brittany.
Brittany Terry.
I think it was.
But it was
Brittany
Brittany Osborne, yeah, back then.
and you, me, and Brittany
Yeah,
Osborne, or something like that.
probably.
I'll have to find it.
Oh,
You might have been in the
I
background.
loved
just-
her. She
just
was a
photobombing
great.
it.
She was a great friend. She was super fun,
Still,
and we still kind of keep in contact,
keep in contact.
like
It's hard.
through
It's hard.
social media. But
Yeah, that's good.
yeah,
That's what social media is
person.
for.
Exactly.
But anyways, Rachel,
yeah.
we're gonna get.
So Rachel's got to bring in the haha. So Rachel,
Wait,
Okay,
Ha-ha.
what's your ha-ha?
what's your haha?
Wait. Oh, is
Like,
this
we-
like my? Is this the part
Yeah,
where
you
I tell
you
my jokes?
you've got to
Oh, okay.
bring some jokes.
Okay, hold on.
Is-
Come on,
What do you have
I-
on the back of your cell phone?
it's a finger.
I don't know. It's
I've
like a
never
thing
seen that
It's like a
before.
ring.
It's
Oh,
like a
it's
thing where
on
you,
the
so it
case.
doesn't like fall
It's
off.
on the case.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
We're
Okay,
talking cell
so
phones now.
oh shoot.
I'm new. I just have a disposable camera. I just told you guys that.
Okay, this one's super cheesy, but
Oh, you told jokes?
No.
yeah,
Dude,
I mean, I have like
she's
a
bringing
few.
the ha-ha.
He told I was I was like, I have
Travis,
to have
you haven't
jokes?
brought the
Okay,
ha
what?
ha in so
No.
long. I'm bringing
Dude,
I'm bringing
it's
ha
been
ha
so-
ha ha
I
ha
know.
at the beginning
Here,
of our
but-
episodes.
But here, guys,
and
listen.
I told her
Listen,
to
as
bring
my
some ha
defense,
ha.
as my defense, I always like get lost in Sean's beautiful voice of telling me about beer nerdery,
Yeah.
and I stop. Like I'm like, I don't want about funny. I want to hear about this. That's not funny, though. Hey, so are you doing the? Hey, what do you get if you cross this?
They're
with
like,
this?
yeah, they're
Can I
super
try
cheesy,
to guess them
but
before you tell me them?
yeah,
Okay.
for
All right.
sure.
All right. Okay.
It's gonna be even better.
Okay.
I love these. I absolutely love these.
Okay, what is the definition of a balanced diet?
A balanced diet. Okay, I don't know that one.
A beer in each hand.
Oh, these are beer jokes.
Beer
I'll
jokes.
get these. A balanced diet. Okay, keep going.
That's why
Keep
she's
going.
my new
Okay,
beer
I
tender.
like that. I like that. Okay, keep going.
Okay, hold on.
You know these beer jokes.
What did the beer sing on the beach? This one's cheesy.
What did the
but-
beer sing on the beach? Okay, I don't know that one either.
Don't worry, be hoppy.
Oh, that's a
That's
good
super
one.
cheesy.
That's good. Those are really good. Keep them coming.
Okay,
I'm going to use these at the end of when I close out a headliner again.
okay. What's the difference between Bud Light and having sex in a kayak?
It's close to water.
Having sex with a kayak is way better.
No, it's like
No.
fucking next to water or close to water.
Oh!
They're both
sorry.
fucking close to water.
Yeah, fucking
Wow!
close
Now
to
I'm gonna put the expletive
I mean, is this-
on this thing.
Are
Yeah,
we?
I gotta put an E
gotta
on
put
this
Oh,
a-
thing.
sorry.
now. Jeez.
She did ask me.
I was like,
You can say whatever you
can
want,
these
but
be
now
R-rated?
Hey.
or-
We work in a bar that's 21 and up, so
Oh, do you?
whatever
Okay,
we
here's
It's
want.
called
another
a
funny one.
brewery, Sean. Thank you. That was my joke that got laughter.
Okay, how does a man show that he is planning for the future?
Oh gosh. He gets a kegerator.
He buys 2 cases of beer.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay,
like
I mean
that.
the other. I don't really have any other good ones, but
Can we get a producer in here to shut off Sean's phone?
What are you talking about? she brought the ha.
That was good.
I
Those
I
are
don't know.
good.
They're.
I like those. All right, so
Thank you, Rachel.
I'm not good at jokes. But
you
I would have never remembered those jokes. I had to look at my phone. But
Rachel, let's go
Hey,
back to when I was a cool
What are you talking about? You
senior.
didn't look on you didn't look on your phone. Like, this is a podcast. Nobody knows.
Rachel, what was your is
yeah, that was my
right,
yeah.
okay. I wanted to say that. But
Oh.
go ahead.
What?
What are you gonna play?
Nothing.
You just okay. All right, I'm gonna edit you out for the whole episode. This is gonna be me and Rachel talking. Stop!
How can you not hear someone laughing and not laugh?
Gee. So, all right. So, Rachel, when we go, let's. I'm an egomaniac. I'm all about myself. People would say that's narcissism. I don't know. It's a turnoff to most people, but I don't care. I've been married 2 times. So, your favorite memory of me when I was in high school? I'm curious.
I mean,
So many, right? So many to choose
I don't have
from.
a lot of. It was so long ago. It feels like it was.
Yeah, but I mean,
forever ago,
Mr. EHS. We had like Homecoming.
Yeah, you were in that, right? Like,
Yeah.
you were in the Mr. EHS.
Well, no,
like-
you weren't there yet, but I had hosted
No, I think
it.
you-
I had hosted it because I had
Oh,
won it
yeah.
as the first. We're not going to get crazy with that, but just any sort of memory from.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I think that I do remember you being
who I am.
Yeah, funny. Like you were
Yeah,
funny,
okay, so
like a
that's good.
funny
That's good enough for me.
and outgoing.
That's good. Enough of that. I'm gonna
I
break
do
that
remember you
phone.
being
a funny
funny.
guy.
Yeah, you were the
all
funny
Hey,
guy.
you know what, Rachel?
Funny looking.
Rachel, you're getting the job. You're going to get the job. Real quick before we go, because we're getting long here, but we might do a second one or maybe not. I mean,
Yeah.
do you brought 2?
Yeah. 2 beers?
Oh,
I
yeah.
bought more than 2
Okay.
beers.
All right, so I might have to go have a sandwich real quick so I can get.
I might
soak-
have to
soak
do
some
an
of the stuff.
intermission. Go.
Yeah, I told my kids to
Squat-
clean
squat in the lawn.
I said clean the bathroom because guys we got a girl coming over. You guys
We had the
can go-
drain. We had the drain in the garage.
Unless you
Hey,
brought the kiwi.
I'm from Enumclaw, so I'm okay with like peeing in the grass or peeing in the woods. Like I'm not.
I have
afraid
neighbors with like 2 stories all around me. So wherever you're going, their eyes are.
Yeah,
Well,
but we had the drain
it
in the
doesn't
garage.
bother
You
me.
just gotta make sure
When
it
you're from
gets
Enumclaw,
near the
you're
drain.
Just, you're
All right.
well.
It-
most women
it
are
slopes
outdoorsy.
down into the drain.
We'll do another one, but I'm going to tease everyone with this question. The most exciting thing to you that you've changed so far or given a suggestion of at Cole Street Brewery. Think on that. The
Oh,
most
okay.
exciting thing. Think on that. Wait, but
I
don't
have
answer.
a lot of
Yeah,
ideas.
Okay.
She's-
No, that you've already changed.
Already
has-
changed.
And we'll get into what you want to do as well. Because see, what we're going to
Well,
do.
I have some questions for you guys too.
Okay.
so-
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Okay, so that's will be
Yeah,
our next one.
I prepped her. We had 4 beers before we got here. She's well prepped.
Glad you guys showed up here 20 minutes late. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for listening to BrewHaha. We'll quickly do shout-outs.
Intermission. We're doing
Shout-outs,
intermission.
shout-outs. I'll go first, or do you want Rachel to go first?
What?
I didn't. You go first.
Okay.
I didn't brief.
So
her
I
on
went to
shots.
Cole Street Brewery. I want to shout out Emily, who's also a worker at Cole Street Brewery.
She's gonna be on a couple episodes.
So I met her like Tuesday night last week with Adrian and Andy because she was ready to kick us out, and we just showed up. Now I can understand 3 good-looking guys walking in. She's going to be intimidated, so I have nothing against her for that. But there was,
True.
yeah, exactly. But I was also,
but I have standards, and so she sticks to
exactly.
my standards.
Yes, and so she said, "Hey, I can't serve you guys," and I said, "I'm the guy with the podcast." And
Don't you know
She
me?
said,
Don't
"What?"
you know me?
I was funny. Ask Rachel. And so she said,
Well, then she said, "Well, you're the ha-ha on this. Tell me something ha-ha. Make me laugh right now, and I'll believe you."
I can't do it. So anyway, so she's like, "Okay, we'll serve you a little bit." In fact, there's some beautiful tables down there, guys. If you guys want a beautiful table,
Oh yeah,
Consignment
those are
tables.
Super nice.
They're for sale.
go buy some of these. They're absolutely gorgeous.
They have bottle caps in it. Yeah,
It's
all
got that
kinds of-
nice little gloss over it, like a
Oh, yeah.
thick, like
live
half-inch.
edge.
Oh,
They
It's a
look
live
good.
edge wood that has
Absolutely
bottle caps in it.
beautiful.
And then, yeah.
So
Great job.
I'm sitting there drinking. In fact, go check the Facebook and Instagram. You'll see it there because I took a picture and posted it. But I'm sitting there, I'm drinking, and Emily's nice. Sean shows up. We're great. She serves us a beer. So then fast forward to Saturday, I think it was. Sun's coming down. Sun's out right now, guys. Sun's coming down. It's in my eyes. I'm walking out the door and I hear someone say, "Hey, Travis." And I can't see who it is because of the silhouette. The sun is in my eyes. I'm looking out the window, and I can tell it's a female with a male that are sitting there together. And so I'm like, "Oh, hey, I can't see you too well." She goes, "It's Emily," and I go,
Shout out to my beer tender. She remembers names.
"Yeah," and I go, "Oh, hey, Emily, last name, please." And she told me the last name because I don't know too many Emilys, and I didn't know it at that time, so I felt bad. But she's like, "I'm the beer tender here," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're that Tuesday night chick trying to kick me out." But I did say, "Oh, okay, cool, right on." So I felt kind of bad. She's a great person. Couldn't really see her in the window, but just wanted to say shout out to Emily. Can't wait to talk to her on the podcast.
Amazing
She's
beer
awesome.
tender. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, who wants the next shout out?
I got it.
Okay.
So I want to
Yours.
shout out the
Wait, what?
Enumclaw city workers. They've been doing a lot of great things downtown, and they're so under appreciated. So I definitely want to shout out Randy and Mark. If you go downtown, when you drive down the streets, like obviously we have those nice Edison lights across the street. They strung all those up. Then
It's so beautiful at night.
it's amazing.
Oh, so nice.
I don't
It's
want to
so cool.
want to
It's so
claim too
special.
much to it, but my brewery had Edison lights like years ago, and they stole my idea. But
Oh yeah.
But-
well, no one
Oh,
else
of
said
course.
Edison
It's a-
lights.
but it's an amazing idea. It brings out downtown across the street.
Yeah.
It's like a hangout. It lights it up. It brings an ambiance that is great for the city. Also, every season they change on each one of those poles. They change. Right now it says it's like a black kind of flyer, and it says Enumclaw. It's really nice.
Yes,
Yeah, downtown.
They do all
looks
these things
awesome.
that makes the aesthetics.
it spruces it up.
And
Yes.
it makes people like feel comfortable, feel
Yeah.
like hometown.
It's all about the
Yes.
ambiance.
that sort of thing.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, 100%. Mark and Randy from City of Enumclaw. Shout out to them.
Can people go down there? You have a board.
And you can pay, you can. I have a pay it forward board.
Yeah.
And there's already city workers up on there, and that's kind of for them. I already give them a discount when they come in. They don't come in that often. It's more or less letting them know.
Rachel just fell asleep into the microphone. She passed out.
We're at shout outs. Come on. It's right at the end.
I loved it. It's my first time here. Virgin here in the podcast situation.
Virgin in the closet.
Yes. All right. So, but Mark and Randy
are the head. But all the city workers, they all come down. They just went through and cleaned up. We're going into the springtime. They came through. The other city workers, kind of the underlings of them, came through and power washed all the sidewalks and stuff, prettied it up. I mean, there's a lot of I don't think people appreciate how much work goes into making our town look beautiful.
Yeah.
Seriously.
City of Enumclaw, city workers.
They work hard.
And it's really easy to have ideas, but you have to be able to execute the ideas and make them happen.
And these are
in a timely manner.
These are
you
the
can't
people
be like,
that go out there and do
hey,
that
this is a good idea.
Yeah.
But I mean, so I guess that'll go into my shout out.
There we go.
I didn't know I was having to do one.
I know.
But off the top of my head, I think my shout out would be to the owners of the local. Ryan and Amy,
Lundeen.
I mean, from what I've heard, they have had a lot to do with the fire pits downtown and the string lights and
they help
live music
every week. Yep.
Yeah, they're
that
constantly
stage that's
there.
out there. The live music stage is their stage.
Those little globe, bubble things they have out there.
They have two. I have two. Sorry.
No, I know you have two.
Oh, I got a shout out. But keep going.
I feel like they have come up with a lot of great ideas and they have done a great job of executing them and things are happening and our town is so cool and so special and people come.
Everybody's trying. We're trying to make it Hallmark movie.
It really is.
Downtown.
It's a special place and people come here who have, they're from, I met a lady the other day from Maple Valley and she's like, we just drove by and we saw all the lights. So we came in and
it's beautiful.
And I sat with her and I had a drink and she was so nice. And they were like, this is such a cool place. Anyways, I feel like I'm an ambassador of Enumclaw because I cannot brag about it enough. I just love the city of Enumclaw.
Yep. That's why she's a Beertender at Cole Street Brewery, 1627.
1627. Come on down there quickly. Events coming up. You got 30 seconds to shout them all out.
Right now I just got comedy. The first Wednesday of every month.
Wednesday.
April 7th, where we have comedy.
Okay, so this week.
This
week.
Wednesday, you can go down there. You can prepay for it.
Prepay is better, so we know that you're coming.
Yeah, he's limited in the spots, though, because of phase 3.
Yeah, so limited to where you can see comedians. I've set up a speaker on the front side so you can hear it outside. So when you sit outside, you can still hear the comedian. You just can't see him. So if they have some type of motions or something, you can't see it. But you can still come down and enjoy
it's like
the
going to the dentist and throwing on the old comedy routine. When
it's like a podcast.
Yeah, I like
it's like listening to a podcast.
Yeah, can't see it.
Super fun.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And then nothing else.
That's it.
But
That's
more
all I
stuff
got right
coming
now.
up. Please go down to 1627 Cole Street and take yourself in it. Take a picture in front of it. Full Body Cast it. Let's get it and say hi to Rachel. Say hi to Sean. And if you see me, just talk about how cool I was in high school. Thanks so much. Have a great week.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Making your way in the world today, you really need a pod. Why don't you put your headphones in and give this one a shot? Wouldn't you like to just listen away and go to a place where everybody knows who you are? Listen to two guys BrewHaha, Cole Street Brewery and Full Body Cast, two of the greatest names. Why don't you go and listen to this episode?